drives me crazy.
Yeah.
But at the same time, let's get back onto the food that you do cook.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
The weedless food.
Yeah, the weedless food, that filet steak quesadilla is
skirt
fire.
steak. Yeah.
Whatever. It is fire.
Whatever. I'm glad you like it.
Yeah, that's what I get every time I come to visit.
Right on. And have you really been here to eat?
I actually hit the one in...
at the Source.
The Source.
Did you know I closed it?
Yep.
Yeah, we talked about that in our emails. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So that one's done. We don't need to talk about it, I guess. But
it's all right.
Yeah, it's good. It was a great experience.
But let's talk about this location. So you're in the Source and the Stanley, and this one especially has become a beacon kind of for this new wave that's come across Denver. That is this kind of the food hall concept where you can shop and do everything all in one.
Yes.
What made this so enticing to if I'm going to leave Boulder, this is going to be my jam?
So Mark Shaker is the developer of this project. He's one of the nicest. He could sell fucking shit sandwiches to anybody or sand to Arabs. You name it. He could make you excited about doing it. So he told me the story and where he really started thinking about putting something together, and then he partnered with the city of Aurora basically, and within this building, he wanted to just open a beer hall, and this is 140-something thousand square feet. That's too big for a beer hall. So then it started to be like, well, what else could we do? And he literally came to Comida at the Source 20 different times to watch and look and sit and eat and see what it felt like and tasted like and was it consistent. And then one day he reached out to this guy who I had known for years as a commercial real estate agent in Denver, and that guy contacted me and said, Mark wants to meet with you. And I was like, I'm busy. It's fine. I'm good. And then we sat and I was like, oh my God, you're amazing. And it really has been amazing. I mean, none of this is easy. I don't know why people do it, honestly, half of the time. But it is a really cool project to be a part of. All of the merchants, there are 52 merchants in this building. We're all small, family-owned. Some of us are bigger than others, or some are bigger than others. I just have this now and the food truck. But even the business owners that have a couple of other locations, there's still just a couple of other locations, and they're working at their spots on a pretty regular basis. So it's not chainy. Yeah. It has good feel.
And I actually, because of that tangent on the weed thing, I forgot that we were actually talking about Tina and we were working our way to that.
Oh, sure.
So I am sorry that I just cut out the
We can go back to Tina.
Yeah, I mean...
She doesn't get her feelings hurt.
Okay, sweet. Inanimate objects, sometimes you never know.
Yeah.
But, how long did you do the truck before you were like, let's do brick and mortars or let's do food halls?
It was a year and a half, maybe 2 years before I opened my first location. And my first location for Comida was in Longmont, in this neighborhood called Prospect. And I had lived in Prospect, and Prospect was the first place we started doing food truck parties in the park. So it was a really good spot, and I stayed there until my lease was up, which was about 6 years, and then wanted to just really focus on the Source and this location. This location had just opened right around the time I closed that one, a little bit after, and it just the Source had started. Things had started getting a little sideways there with some construction and other things that were happening, and I wanted to put my energies into that. And the Source had been incredible, making gobs and gobs of money. So I just wanted to make money. This is not a hobby.
Get the hell out of here.
I know.
You know what? This podcast is a hobby for right now,
right.
But eventually we want to make gobs and gobs of money.
Yeah, I hope that you do.
Yeah.
Well, and if you started charging the people that you talk to, maybe you will. Or
that would be fun.
Advertisers.
Yeah, there we go. Shout out to our friends over at Live Well, Live Nation, and the Fillmore Denver. Thank you for
there you go.
About that.
Absolutely.
We couldn't charge you to talk to us.
That's not really what I meant.
We're not that cool.
But one thing is, before Tina, how'd you move from pizza to Mexican food?
I had a little intermission in between. I owned a small French provincial restaurant with a friend in Boulder for a period of time that he still owns, and he owned it before I became a partner, and then he still owns it after. It wasn't the perfect fit for me, and I went to pastry school thinking maybe I'd do something that stretched me and felt a little like something I'd never done before, and learned, after finishing pastry school that if I never baked again, I'd be fine. And so I love going to Mexico, and it's one of my very favorite places to get sand up my butt. And I was there doing that and started thinking about the next thing. I'm a worker. I'm not a person that's great at sitting at home. I could probably now figure out how to sit at home and do hobby-like things that didn't pay me. But
like
at that
podcasting?
Podcasting all the way. But at that point in time, I was terrible at it. And so I wanted to do something. I didn't have a ton of money. So I thought starting with a food truck would be an affordable way to get into the business in a different way.
Was that wrong?
I was totally wrong.
Yeah.
Food trucks aren't cheap, and they break. And they're, I don't know if you know this, they're on wheels, right? So they're like a rolling bomb.
So what's
your propane on the back?
What's your worst day on the food truck?
$7 day?
There's been so many.
Kind of shit? Or is it like one when you're like,
no,
your
like things where stuff
breaks?
happens. Well, it was totaled one day. I wasn't on it, but I got a call at like 10:30 on a cold November icy night from the guy driving the food truck. He'd been hit, so it was out of commission for 4 months. But like bad days were in the beginning where you'd drive to an event and you'd have like a big hotel pan of pork in the oven with a big hotel pan of the situation in the oven. So like we didn't make much money. So, hundreds of dollars of meat in the oven cooking, and you'd go around a corner and all of it would just go all over the floor. Things like this that you only learn by doing. And then you never do it again.
Yeah. And you're like, we're going to have
Or everything. The day I burned off my eyebrows and eyelashes and the tips of my pigtails.
It's all come back.
I've done that with a torch, but doing stupider stuff.
Yeah.
How did you do yours?
Looking into it as I was lighting the griddle.
Oh, looking into the griddle?
Yeah.
No.
Kip was off in paint and then maybe lit a match.
Did you ever put your hand, like douse it in like fingernail polish remover and then light it on fire and be like, oh?
I haven't.
Okay, well, we used to do that growing up. And at one point,
Mississippi.
Yes. We did a lot of bike riding, building forts, things of that nature. Let's go. And that was one of the, And so one time I actually put my head in the sink, and the sink also had nail polish remover in it. So it kind of like caught all of it on fire. And I have long hair, and so it burns it all down to like the sides of my eyes.
You don't have any. You're not scarred though.
I'm not. I'm in fact gorgeous for the listeners.
Yeah, you look great.
I'm fucking handsome.
Yeah.
So it didn't hurt any of like the money maker, but it did in fact burn these gorgeous locks at a young age. So
yeah, but they grew back. You're not bald. You're fine.
Ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I didn't want to look like the Hound from Game of Thrones.
I don't watch that.
Sorry.
I don't need more therapy.
Do you drink red wine a lot?
Not anymore.
That's what I did. Fuck therapy. I forgot what we were talking about. Oh yeah, so worst day on the
there, like I
truck.
said, so many. Yeah. There were so many.
Well, let's talk about some of the positives.
But lots of positives too. Oh boy, yeah.
Yin and yang. Favorite place to set up? Most lucrative spot to set up for maybe our food truck listeners? Was it always just private events, or did you?
Now it is, but I mean, there used to when food trucks first sort of became a thing beyond the Roach Coach in the early 2000s, or early like 2011. There were like big food truck events that were amazing and huge and super fun, and there still are. Like Top Taco every year is a total blast, and I always put my food truck out there, and we. So there's. I mean, I wouldn't do it if I didn't like it.
And like food truck rally and all those. They do a lot of events where. And I mean, I work downtown, so it's like Tuesdays and Wednesdays. It's a gangbang of food trucks down there.
And
so.
we don't do that just because we don't.
Yeah. You got a brick and mortar that you got.
And now, focusing on the restaurants is really where it's at. So
it's a pretty poppin' location, so I can understand why.
It's been really busy. Yeah, things are good.
And I mean, as the weather gets nicer in the spring,
the patio's amazing.
Though you can roll up the garage windows.
Yep.
They just literally did that, so I get to say that score. And it feels nice in here. Obviously a little breezy.
It's not raining or hailing or snowing outside right now, which is incredible.
Did you almost like shit yourself the other day at like 3 a.m.?
I didn't almost shit myself, no, but I
did.
No.
I was about to say, like, that hail woke me up. Imagine sleeping outside.
It was loud. The dogs were like, "What in the hell is going on? Is the sky falling, Mom?"
I didn't hear a sound.
Not a thing.
Dog.
Oh.
Wait, you didn't hear a thing at all the other day when it was hailing?
No, I heard it hail, but I didn't hear like Jocko or anybody. Just
I don't know.
Do y'all live together?
Yep, we're roommates. That's
wow.
how this podcast came to fruition.
That's fun.
I know,
You're sitting at home on the couch.
Getting high,
and like, we should start talking to people.
Yeah.
Because we're really funny.
Oh,
and we make people feel comfortable. And I bet they'd say anything to us. That's probably what you said to each other.
That's what we're going with.
It was eerily similar. Very similar.
You know, if you say you're not a chef, though, who came up with all these recipes and stuff? And, like, you love in Mexico. I was lucky enough to go to Mexico, like, a couple of years ago and went to Mexico City, and I love it, too.
Mexico City's amazing.
But, like, how'd you come back and, I mean,
I do cook, but and when I started with the food truck, I had a couple of people that we would workshop through recipes and definitely collaborate on putting things together. And ultimately, I would say that this is what I'm going for. This is what I want. But other people in my life have brought a lot of the technique to the table, whereas I have brought this is what I want. This is the flavor I want. This is what I'm envisioning. So I'm a big idea person for sure, and I'm a good cook. But you'll never find me on the line unless the shit's hitting the fan, and then I'll get back there and help out. But I like talking to people. I like being nice to people. Hospitality is sort of that's where I'm at.
You make people feel comfortable, and you make them feel like they're funny. So I really appreciate that.
Well,
you told me that, so that's what I'm going to take. For the listeners at home, she said that it was not coerced, but you are very good at that.
Well, thanks.
I'm not going to say it's like overseeing, but doing front and back of house, you are very good at that, and it seems like you have a lot of brilliant ideas. So, even if you aren't the cook behind it, is it like?
Yeah. I feel great about not being the chef. I love promoting my chef.
He's the chef here, and I just promote him. So.
Yeah, we all need. We need both sides, right? Yeah. No, I think having both sides, and also, I have at my source location, I had this awesome woman named Stephanie, who is my chef, and she's now here with Sandra. So. We have a lot of men that work in the restaurants, but I love working with really creative women too, and I don't know a lot of female restaurateurs. I don't know a lot of women that have opened multiple restaurants. I know that we're out there, and we're certainly around in the Front Range area. One of them was my ex-business partner, Pam, because I think she owns 5-6 of the Protos now, and she's still going strong. But
and then you have Caroline Glover with Annette over
Caroline
here.
Glover she's the fucking bomb.
Female team as
Absolutely.
Well. So
she does.
Y'all are not only smarter than us men. I think everyone that's a world renowned. Everyone knows that. But at the same time, y'all are proving grit and grind out here, and
we're good at multitasking.
Yeah, y'all are slaying it out here, and y'all made a name for not only yourselves, but also y'all kind of help put this place on the map.
Yeah.
Also, shout out to Wade and Terry. We love those guys over at Rolling
Wade and Terry are amazing. But have you talked with them before? Probably. You probably talk with them all the time.
We hang out. Yeah, we hang out a lot.
You do drugs together.
I wouldn't go as far as to say that, because they probably wouldn't want us to say that. But we enjoy going to concerts, and we enjoy coming out here for their barbecue as well as for
their barbecue is amazing.
Yep, and they even when we were doing this, spun off of a sports website we had, and so they actually catered our Super Bowl party last year for it. So
wow,
we're very big proponents of their food truck game as well.
Yeah,
and so but
they're hardworking fellas.
Yeah, but the ladies in the building are in fact slaying it over here. So kudos to y'all.
Thanks, I appreciate that.
Does your husband have anything to do with the restaurant world, or is he?
He owns a pork company. He and his brother own Tender Belly.
Nuh-uh.
True. Tender Belly.
Like Tender Belly bacon, all that stuff?
We met that's how we met.
Get out of here. That's love at first meet right there. Get what I did there? I changed the M-E-E-T to E-A-T.
Oh, there's a lot of jokes that were told for the first. They're still told. Probably.
Oh, yeah? You want to let our listeners know in on something? I'm guessing it's got something to do
how
with
was the pork delivery? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I do want to...
Did he bring home the bacon?
Oh, yeah. Do you buy your porks from him?
Oh, yeah, and always have. That's how we met. We all restaurants pay wholesale.
Oh, excuse me.
Right.
Yeah. Of course they do.
Yeah. So nothing ever falls off the back of the truck. For
I don't get free pork.
This is out of date.
Yeah.
Only at home.
That's what at least one person at this table is getting laid. Yeah. So you mentioned sand in your crack. How is the sex in the backyard with the bed outside? Does it get a little bit adventurous?
I don't even
Neighbors
know.
watch? You live on a plot of land.
We don't
have
neighbors that can see anything. We can walk around and do whatever